what she stands for, and that made it really hard on us as a couple.
That was a major thing that we had to talk about early on at the very beginning of our relationship.
I was really worried about it, that I might lose her from that, but I feel like she knew who I was as a person and that I didn't stand behind those lies.
Today we have actually some exclusive new data on how this is playing out across the nation a year and a half into the Trump presidency. OkCupid reports they've seen a 64% increase in dating profiles that proactively mention politics since just last year. Another dating website called Plenty of Fish says 65% of Democrats say they will not start conversations with their political opposites. That number slightly lower for Republicans using the site. About 52% say they won't start those kind of conversations. OkCupid also notes that since Trump's victory, they've seen an increase. 40% of users who say they would prefer, quote, similar politics over, quote, good sex. And 34% of Plenty of Fish users say they'd rather have, quote, bad sex for the rest of their lives than date a Trump supporter. These are real news topics. We just report them. I am joined by Liz Plank, a senior producer for Vox, and Madison Jessiato on the Trump Campaign Advisory Board. Liz, what do these numbers tell you, and is it concerning that so many people are not open-minded in this way, or does it make sense because it reflects their values?
Right. I mean, I think Republican or Democrat, we're all DTF. We're all down to fix the tax code, right? So it doesn't really matter where we stand on the political spectrum. I think we can have conversations about this kind of stuff. But this new data is similar to the data that we saw, even leading up to the election. I actually went to the RNC in 2016 and set up a Democrat and a Republican on a blind date.
We pulled that in our research, which I don't think you even knew. Let's take a look.
Are you rooting for Donald Trump?
Yeah, probably. What about you?
I'm voting not for Donald Trump. I actually would be fine if my taxes were raised, if it meant that...
You're such a goody two-shoes.
I'm saying, wait, would you really care?
I get a little bit more wine. When the clock tells me to do something, I'm going to do it. And I have no problems with the clock.
But how often are you interacting with cops?
I interact with it quite a bit.
White men are not being stopped and frisked on the street regularly.
There were conversations that I think both of them had not had about the policies that they stand for, and more importantly, the reasons why they stand for them. That conversation is rare.
On a first date, I actually am turned off if someone wants to only talk about politics with me, considering it's what I do most of the time during the day. I want to hear about what are their religious values, what are their moral values, what do they want in their future, and hopefully it's not just surrounding whether or not they like Donald Trump.
Would you be open to potentially dating across the aisle?
I would.
Politically?
Yes, I would, and I have.
And you have?
Yes.
And you are a pretty recognizable Trump person. If somebody looks into you at all, they're going to know.
Well, okay, let me say, I would and I have, but when I was in law school, I got asked on a first date by somebody. I said yes. We set up the day for their date. I had no idea his political views. Obviously, he knew mine. I wake up one morning to a text with a picture of myself wearing a Make America Great Again hat from this guy saying he can't stand for this and is canceling the date.
Wow.
So I got canceled on. He did try to come back later and ask me to date again. I said no at that point.
Is it a sign, though, that something has changed and that Donald Trump is partly responsible for it? Because I think it is a fair and factual observation that he is not a bridge builder. And so there's a reaction to that where we see more Democrats than Republicans saying they don't want to go with the other side, but that's partly because they feel quite clearly a year and a half in, he's attacking the other side.
And so it's a climate of fear, right? Democrats, I think, or just progressives generally, are less, I think, willing to date across the aisle, and more generally even have, conversations with people across the aisle because they feel, afraid, and they feel attacked, as you said. And I think that's also, something that I think Republicans are better at. They have a lot, they're happy to have conversations with people that don't agree with them.
And I sit down and talk to a lot of people I know and friends specifically that are Democrats. It's not that we want different things, it's we think differently about how to get there. I think when we don't sit down with people that we disagree with, we never get the chance to really see those similar things that we feel we want.
I very much appreciate you both being here, Madison Jessiato and Liz Plank. Thank you so much.
You don't realize what a difference they make until you realize what a difference they make. The all-new Ram 1500, why more people are switching to Ram than ever before.
Now Get an average $9,433 in total values on the all-new 2019 Ram 1500.
This is a story about mail and packages. And it's also a story about people. People who rely on us every day to deliver their dreams. They're handing us more than mail. They're handing us their business. And while we make more e-commerce deliveries to homes than anyone else in the country, we never forget that your business is our business. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
Okay, we need to get all your school supplies today.
School, grade, done.
Done.
Hit the snooze button and get low prices on school supplies all summer long. Like these for only 25 cents at Office Depot Office Max.
Your workspace matters. When it's active, it changes everything. And our new Veridesk ProDesk 60 electric standing desk makes it easy to turn any office into an active workspace.
The challenge was to create the most stable electric standing desk for hundreds less than the competition. We started with a heavy-duty frame, and we designed it to assemble in less than 5 minutes.
Because of Veridesk, we definitely have more energy in our office. I would never go back to a regular sitting desk.
To learn more about how Veridesk can change the way you work, call or go to veridesk.com.
Got an old couch? Doesn't fit couch? Welcome to Lovesac, home of the Sactional, the world's most adaptable couch that always fits every room and how you love to look. With hundreds of fabrics that wash right and fit tight, your Sactional can look forever new and change as your life does. A locking system so sturdy, your Sactional is always comfortable and guaranteed for life. Visit Lovesac.com to find your nearest showroom and see why the Lovesac Sactional is the world's most adaptable couch.
Really? Man, this is what I feel like when I wear regular shoes. Cramped and uncomfortable.
We can arrange a little upgrade.
Which is why I wear Skechers wide fit shoes. They have extra room throughout. They're like a luxury ride for my feet. Try Skechers wide fit shoes.
I used to have to go in to the auto parts store. Way too much never found quite what I'm looking for. Now I just go online, rock out and see all the parts my car will ever need. Lower prices, no parts, no brands. It's so easy to find the right parts fast. All the parts your car will ever need. I got all the parts your car will ever need. I got them.
Jardiance asked, and now you know. Jardiance is the only type 2 diabetes pill proven to both reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who have type 2 diabetes and heart disease, and lower A1C with diet and exercise.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration. This may cause you to feel dizzy, faint, or lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, and trouble breathing. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of ketoacidosis or an allergic reaction. Symptoms of an allergic reaction include rash, swelling, and difficulty breathing or swallowing. Do not take Jardiance if you are on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Other side effects are sudden kidney problems, genital yeast infections, increased bad cholesterol, and urinary tract infections, which may be serious. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you have any medical conditions.
Isn't it time to rethink your type 2 diabetes medication? Ask your doctor about Jardiance and get to the heart of what matters.
We have a bunch of questions. Have we ever seen anything like that before in American governance? Did this thing actually end? Is it still going on? Am I asking the right questions here? That's the heart of the matter, right? Should those dots be connected? Do I have that right? Am I right to see it that way? How are we supposed to know? What do you make of that decision? Is that accurate? What does that sound like to you? Is that weird? What does that mean? It sounds a little nuts, right? Is it fair to say? What's going on with that? Why is this happening? Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? Lots more to get to tonight. Stay with us.
An update on the big story that anchored tonight's show and will be even bigger tomorrow because we are headed into a pivotal day in Paul Manafort's trial. Closing arguments begin tomorrow, which means as soon as the end of the day tomorrow, this jury could begin deliberating on the fate of the former chair of the campaign of the Donald Trump presidency. Jared Kushner's name has come up as we report today, and tomorrow we will start to get clues as to what this jury is going to do with this very important case. We will have special coverage, as I mentioned, tomorrow. As for tonight, that does it for us. Hardball with Chris Matthews is up next.
Dogfight. Let's play hardball. been trying to think of a U.S. president who called someone a dog. I'm trying to remember Obama or W. or Bill Clinton or Bush Sr. or Ronald Reagan calling a woman who used to work for him, for the world to hear, a dog. So how far is this president taking us on this down escalator from Trump Tower? How far is he taking his office into history's basement? Can we ever, even when he's gone, rise up to the surface of our pride, our hopes, our image of ourselves as Americans? Good evening, I'm Chris Matthews in Washington. The president likes to say that when he's backed into a corner, he fights back. Well, tonight, President Trump is taking fire from former staffer and confidant Marisa Manigault-Newman, and he's using everything in his arsenal to fight back. This morning, the President of the United States lowered the clash with Omarosa, calling her a fellow human being, an American citizen, obviously, a dog. President Trump, who called Omarosa a lowlife yesterday, tweeted today, when you give a crazed, crying lowlife a break and give her a job at the White House, I guess it just didn't work out. Good work by General Kelly for quickly firing that dog. What has brought Trump to this level of depravity? What makes this former staffer so dangerous to him? Here's Omarosa earlier today on MSNBC.
It's interesting that he's trying to silence me, so what is he trying to hide? What is he afraid of? I think he should be afraid of being exposed as the misogynist, the bigot, and the racist that he is.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders was forced to recall us again. You heard that. Well, today she repeated to Katie Turr that she had spoken to Mueller's team already. Here it is.
Let's talk about something you talked to Chris Matthews about last night, the Mueller investigation. Have you been interviewed by the special counsel? I have. You have? And what sort of questions were they asking? That's the extent I can go in discussing that as well. I feel like my hands are tied because, as you know, I do love to communicate about the things that are going on in my life, but unfortunately I can't elaborate.
So what more does the president have to fear that she may give or has already given to special counsel Mueller? For more, I'm joined by Michael Steele, former RNC chair and host of the new podcast Man of Steel, Ron Reagan, author and political commentator, Aisha Moody Mills, Democratic strategist, and Phil Rucker, White House bureau chief for the Washington Post. I want to start with Phil on this, on the general question of this issue of the N-word, if we will. It sounds, well, that's the way we say it because we don't like the word. Historically, we have no reason to like it. What do you make of that non-defense by Sarah Huckabee today? She didn't deny blankly that he had never blank form, and someone said, "Oh yeah, he never."
Why did he hire somebody who's describing as a dog? Why does he?
And tweet out the B word, which is really what
everything off. What's he trying to say? What's he trying to get done? He's a politician. What does he want to get done by calling someone a?
And against him, but the dog thing, that goes back to a long history of authoritarian leaders using animalistic slurs to try to...
Making a fight with LeBron James, who everybody respects. Everybody rooted for him. He was the underdog in that.
What was that?
You asked a few minutes ago whether any other president...
I disagree with this. He wouldn't even admit in his statement last night.
See if your social security number is...
Democratic candidates are vying for the opportunity to take on Republican Governor...
Available now with Spectrum On Demand.
Who are we if we can't protect them?
A Quiet Place. Also available now with Spectrum On Demand.
Halfway through to decide to find his dog.
Spot two?
Does anybody know? I am not your pet. Don't ask me to fetch that stick.
Pet
Aisle of dogs. Select the On Demand button or menu button on your remote and go to On Demand to watch now.
This is not a bed. It's a revolution in sleep. The new Sleep Number 360 smart bed from $9.99 intelligently senses your movement and automatically adjusts on each side to keep you both comfortable. And snoring? How smart is that? Smarter sleep to help you lose your dad bod. Train for that marathon? And wake up with the patience of a saint. And now, save up to $500 on select Sleep Number 360 smart beds. Plus, no interest until January 2021. Ends Wednesday.
Welcome back to Hardball. Facing new challenges on multiple fronts, it's clear President Trump's problems aren't going away anywhere. In fact, they're adding up. As we're seeing, there are innumerable worries right now that threaten to consume his whole presidency. Most recently, there are the tape recordings made by former staffer Omarosa, with a promise of more tapes to come. There's the looming prospect of a damaging report from the special counsel, not to mention the legal wrangling over Trump's testimony and a potential subpoena, especially over the issue of obstruction. Then there's the trial of Paul Manafort. which could conclude in a matter of days. It just seemed like there's so many people, and of course Omarosa